welcome to Slasher Sunday.
Welcome.
With my guest, Jennifer. How do I know you, Jennifer?
We met on a street corner last week.
Really?
And no, I'm the mother of your children.
Mother of my children. I knew I knew her. I knew I knew her. I knew I knew you.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
I knew you from somewhere.
I knew I knew you.
Wasn't really sure. High school maybe? No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Definitely not. You wouldn't have talked to me in high school.
No, because I didn't talk to people in high school.
No, because I was too cool for you.
Right.
Right. All right.
That's what we're going. We'll go with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're my first adult guest that I've ever had on my show.
I feel so special.
Yes.
I feel honored.
You should. You got to
I
bear
do.
my children, and you also got to be on my show. I don't know which is more of a magical experience. The show. So, we did American Psycho, and the reason that we did American Psycho is because, why don't you show them your book here?
My only notes that I took.
Yes.
I was trying to be official.
If
like
I happen
Jason.
to cut it
I was
out,
trying to
I
be,
don't know
and
if
so
I
I
did.
took my pink sparkle book.
Yeah, that's mine. She borrowed. No.
And the...
Can they see that? No, we
Wait,
can't. There it is.
It
Focus.
says American Psycho.
Those are her notes.
This movie is perfection.
I mean, I know you think my...
Masterpiece.
I think you think my people are retarded. But they know how to read.
I think you might think that, but I don't
They
think
know
that.
how to read.
Do they?
Probably not. Read it to them
I
again.
can read. That's apple juice.
Yes. All right, so American Psycho, which was directed by a chick. And
Chick.
yeah, a chick did this movie.
A chick.
chick.
A chick.
They're very PC on this channel. The fucking broad directed this.
This fucking cunt, I don't know her name. She
Probably got pushed back. Like the schedule didn't go because, like, according to plan, because she had like period days. Cut. I have to go have my period now.
Yeah, because, you know, women are so irrational and out of control with their...
Yes,
flows.
with their period blood.
Gross.
So, now, I'm sure that this is on purpose because the book was written by Bret Easton Ellis, and I have to imagine that the whole Patrick Bateman thing here, seeing as how it says Psycho, and his last name is Bate, like Norman Bates, and she even calls him Norman in this movie at one point. She's Paul Norman.
Paul Norman, yes.
Yeah. So I have to imagine that either the director took that liberty there and threw in the Norman reference just to give it a little more spice on the Psycho thing.
Maybe.
Some of the music actually kind of reminded me of Psycho as well when he was running from the cops. So there's some Psycho looks in here.
I have a little bit of trivia for you. You might already know this. You might not. I don't know. But did you know?
Does it have to do with period blood?
How did you know? That's exactly what I was going to talk. That's all they used.
Wow.
It wasn't corn syrup. It wasn't fake blood.
No. Can we get some period blood in here, please? That's what happens when a chick directs a movie. That's why they don't let them direct movies.
Because we're so irrational and
Yeah.
gross. No. Did you watch or did you read Bret Easton Ellis' Rules of Attraction?
No.
You didn't see the movie?
I saw them. I saw the opening of the movie where the girl's losing her virginity to being raped.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, good comedy.
James Vanderbeek in the movie is actually Patrick Bateman's brother, and in the book, you get to like read a
little connected universe.
There's a conversation between the two of them.
So now we both read this book.
I read
Once
it like
upon a time.
like 15 years ago.
I read it like 10 years ago. I remember it sort of. I remember that this movie is kind of like in the middle of the book.
Yes.
I remember it's like the book is like separated by lots of years, and this movie kind of takes place over like a month, and it's like right in the center of the book, and it doesn't have the end and it doesn't have the beginning. It's just kind of like right in the center. That's how I remember it. Now, anyone who has actually read this book and remembers it and isn't completely idiotic, and, well, no, my people don't know how to read.
They don't.
So
they
fuck
wouldn't
it,
have
never
read
mind. But in case someone you know who is not dumb and can read, please let us know because I'm going to have some questions for y'all. Now, what are your thoughts on Leonardo DiCaprio, who was originally supposed to play this role? Would that have worked? I don't think it would have.
I don't think it would have either. And this is why. Because ever since I've seen that movie, like, Christian Bale has always been Patrick Bateman to me ever since. Like, he just did such a great job with the character.
Disconnecting yourself from I know that's almost impossible.
I just, with this one, I can't. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Leo, but I just don't see him, being a very good psychopath. And this is why, and I actually made a note about it, and I don't know if I'm jumping forward, and if I am, stop me, but all of the books that I read on serial killers and the psyche of serial killers and how it all works and whatnot, the scene, and this is the first time that I've really noticed it, is when we were watching, and he is going to kill Paul Allen, and he's all manic and crazy, and then he kills him, and then there's like that calm washes over him. That's how serial killers are, and he did that so well, and I just don't know if DiCaprio could have pulled that off as well as he did. I mean, it was perfect in what I've studied on serial killers and the way that he portrayed it. So, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
You're the movie guy.
One of the things that Leo could never bring is a physical presence like Christian Bale, as far as his actual, like, body. I mean, when you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, he has that scene in the movie, and I had to laugh out loud. As much as I love Leo, there's a scene in the movie when he gets on the bed, and he's like, and I keep this body for you, or like, I have this body for you, or whatever. And it's like, Leo, you've never been in shape. Never. He has, like, the worst physique. He has, like, a boy body. He has, like, a boy body on a man's frame. It's really weird. He's never been in shape. Never seen him in a movie where he's taking off his shirt, and I'm like, oh, wow, Leo got ripped for this. Like, he just doesn't have that physical body, and I think Patrick Bateman, being as obsessive with his body as he is, freaking Christian Bale is ripped in this movie. And that adds to his character. His character is so obsessive over his body, so obsessive over his looks. And while I think Leo has the facial, look, I don't think he could literally embody that physical prowess that he has in the film. So that one thing right there alone for me, just I don't know. I don't know how it would have played. I mean, he's a great actor, no doubt about it. But this is not Leo that we know today. This would have been Leo in The Beach. This would have been Leo in 2000. I mean, The Beach was like 99. Okay, so this is right around the time he was doing The Beach. He was like such a kid. Yeah, he'd be too damn young for this role anyway. Christian Bale is the perfect person for this film. This film is very almost dreamlike, and the narrative of the film is very odd. It doesn't have a real plot to it. It doesn't have a protagonist. It really just is a character study of a psychopath.
Yes.
And in that way, it's very successful. The only real issue I have with the film, which I had addressed with you earlier, is how much I don't care for this open-ended ending that is so confusing. And to my memory, please correct me if I'm wrong, if the book...
They don't read.
Yeah, they don't read. They can't read. But they're going to get the audiobook. And they're going to have someone read it to them. And then they're going to tell me. Because I don't got time for that shit anymore.
I'm going to go back and reread it now. Because I'm really curious. And I actually wanted to read it before we did this. But
yeah,
I'm not very bright either. So.
No, she couldn't read it in an hour. So, what an idiot. No, I just... it's crazy because yeah, I don't remember the book ending in this way where it's like,
I think it
did he or didn't he, or they were
No.
like this in the movie. For me, the movie is just outright saying he didn't do it.
See, I don't get that.
Yeah, I
didn't get that.
I do. I mean,
I feel
okay,
like
what
it's-
happened at that apartment though? They covered it up. Why did that guy say he had dinner with Paul Allen in London 10 days ago? Why is everyone calling him by a different name throughout the film? Everyone who knows him
the book.
calls him Patrick Bateman.
But I have a feeling that it all comes together in the book, and I think that's the only thing that they didn't do well in this movie. But that last scene when he says what he says about his confession meaning nothing,
Right.
to me meant that he did it.
See, I take it as that the book that Chloe's character here finds is his fantasy. That's where he was committing the atrocities, was in this ledger when he was supposed to be working and he was supposed to be at these meetings and he was supposed to do this, and he was going and he was drawing all this mayhem of what he had thought he had been doing, but in reality he was in this psychosis of believing his actions, and to the point where he's so like deep in it that everyone he meets, because he goes into that one place and he's Mr. Smith, which I think that place that he originally goes to is Paul Allen's building. And so he shows himself as Mr. Smith. That's an alias that a lot of people give. Stop using my name, fuckers. But then he goes into the other building and he comes in and this is his building and he signs his name and he knows that person. But I don't think he did any of that. I mean, the fact that no cops are looking for him, the fact that, I mean, this guy would have been seen on cameras and in the buildings and he would have been...
Did they have that stuff in the 80s though?
Yes, they would have had closed circuit televisions in high-rise buildings like that, yes. The high-end places, I would say yes. Because if you watch Die Hard, which is in the mid-80s, like the 88 something, and they are in Nakatomi Plaza,
well,
there
was
are
like
cameras
84.
in like every freaking
So maybe
wing.
it was...
Just predates that by like 2 years. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's other things in here I think I have written down of like, oh, like the ATMs. Did ATMs really dispense $200 bills? Maybe at the place he goes. Maybe the bank he has. And like my poor bank, you know, for us fucking losers, they give out like ones and pesos.
This is my favorite thing about Jason.
I break down shit that no one else cares about? Wow.
Out of everything that happens in movies, the smallest, tiniest, least plausible thing that's like the smallest thing is the thing you hold on to. We'll be watching a movie and like all these crazy things are happening and he is totally fine with that. But there's a green Lego. I know this is not your thing. But
no, it's not a thing.
Yeah, this is not your thing.
Stupid.
But this is a thing. Like, it would be something that you'd be like...
Really?
I
would
Lego?
do something like that. That's ridiculous. The green Lego in the It trailer is fucking stupid. Okay, people who dwell on stuff like that's absurd. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, now this is the girl though that during fucking Chernobyl Diaries thinks that there would be no bear running through a building. I just don't understand this. But you know what? Here's the fucking thing. I don't know if I've ever said this to you. I'm going to divulge this right here. It's quasi-live, sort of. I've actually had people,
this should be stunning.
idiots, agree with her. I've actually had the people be like, "Oh my god, I did laugh out loud in that moment too. I thought that was ridiculous." And I was
you
like,
never told me this.
Of course I didn't tell it to you. Why would I want you to ever even think you were right? You're not right, but you're thinking you're right and it's not a good thing. Okay? You can't even direct a movie because you cancel fucking days for your period. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. We got to talk about this movie now.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so Jared Leto's in this for like a minute and you think he doesn't age.
No, he does not age.
Because he's vegan like us. See, all you assholes are going to get old as fuck, and I'm going to be sitting here 20 years from now, and you're going to be like, oh my god, am I watching videos from 20 years ago? No, you're not.
I'm actually 52.
And I won't grow up at all either. mentally or physically.
No.
No.
Definitely not mentally.
No,
Maybe
I'm like 50 already.
Definitely not mentally.
Yeah.
No, Jared Leto does not age.
No.
But my first note, my actual first note, not my little pretend, let's annoy Jason. No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I remember it. Mm-hmm. It was like 5
Was
seconds.
New Order is the opening song.
Yes.
And right there, I mean, best movie
She's
ever.
sold. She's hot. She's hooked.
It could have been shit after that, and I wouldn't have noticed because New Order was the first song.
I don't believe you. I'm going to tell you right now that if that fucking Ethan Hawke movie opened with New Order, you would have been like, this movie sucks donkey balls, but that New Order song was cool. That would be it.
The movie was so dumb. So you're probably right.
What the fuck was that movie called? The boring and...
Dumb and stupid and shouldn't have been made. And it is
Shout
not
out,
a masterpiece.
Shout out to David Zavala there, who thinks Cocktail is shit, and that that movie is a masterpiece. Yeah.
How?
Triggered.
How?
The fuck is the name of that movie? It's not worth remembering. That was a boring... I didn't hate the movie, but I completely understand why someone would. It is so fucking boring. All right, so okay, what are we? 18 minutes in. I don't think we said like one word about the movie. Now, essentially, with this movie,
one thing that I have noticed though, I have not made one reference to any kills in my notes.
Yeah, because you don't care about that kind of stuff. No. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was noticing in this movie, on this watch, because I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I've only maybe seen this movie 2 other times before this. That this movie kind of reminds me a good amount of like a Boiler Room or a Wolf of Wall Street, but with killers. Like with some, like Leo just fucking butchering people in the middle of the movie. It's not as comedically driven in the way that Wolf of Wall Street is. Like, this is more darkly comedic, and Wolf of Wall Street is more like, you know, obviously funny. Like, there's a lot of real obvious jokes there, and this one is more funny for someone who is very demented. Yes, which is me, and she's laughing a lot as well, so
it's hilarious. I actually have a client who was a Wall Street type, and when I asked him the first time I did his hair if Wolf of Wall Street was accurate, he said yes. And I said, well, what about American Psycho? And he started laughing and he said, actually, yes. And I think...
And then he invited you over for a Chardonnay and to listen to Phil Collins, right?
Mm-hmm. Followed by Whitney Houston.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. And Huey Lewis and the News. Yes.
Yeah.
And I said yes.
Of course. And that's why we're not having this conversation right now. And I wouldn't have had kids. Oh my God. You should have went over. What were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
He said that was
yeah, it's a good depiction of how it was in the 80s doing murders and executions.
Yeah. It's a weird conversation to have with your client. Jesus Christ. Okay. I hope you called the police when you left.
No.
Patrick Bateman, okay, this is sad to admit, but I'm sure Jen will shake her head very agreeingly right now, and I'll be mad about it, but Patrick Bateman reminds me of myself a lot.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although there was one, and I actually, Jason and Jen, while he is trying to, while I am trying, okay, so while he's listening to...
It's kind of a combination of you and me.
Yes, Robert Palmer, he's listening to it in his headphones, and his girlfriend's over here yapping.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm just trying to listen to the new Robert Palmer.
Yeah, that's me with a movie.
Yeah, that's you with a movie, and me in the car trying to listen to something new, and I'm just like, I just want to hear my album.
Yeah, but she's like the face care product person. I'm terrible with that shit. I won't. Yeah. She's shocked that I won't take care of myself.
Yeah. As vain as he is.
As vain as I am, I never. But look at this. Look at this face. I haven't done shit to it. And it's beautiful, right?
You are gonna age.
Nah.
See, because I bet not only is Jared Leto a vegan, and that helps, but he also takes time on keeping it young.
Yeah, he's a pussy. But yeah, no, he definitely reminds me of myself in a lot of stages. His just random outbursts of anger and explicit language at people is very, very much me.
It is. That's not what I was thinking, though. I think his
she means the murdering people and
yes,
hitting them with axes.
No, your long monologues of
Oh, yes.
movies.
Yes, the Phil Collins stuff is very much me with the film. Yeah.
All of this you see?
You had to listen. She had to listen to it.
Oh,
you guys are actually,
Yeah, they've taken
a lot of the weight off the shoulders.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. I don't think we're talking about the movie.
We're not. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I've never been a very professional guy. You ever listen to my podcast? Holy shit, don't do it. Actually, you should. Yeah, I mean, his whole monologue here, I think the part that is the most true to the book for me, in my memory of it, is him talking very dryly about all of his beauty products. Because in the book, and I think something that I don't focus on enough, is his, like, neurosis. Mm-hmm. And, like, how every single... And I know this would have been overboard for the film, and people would have been annoyed, and it would have been too repetitive and redundant for people. But, I mean, in the book, it is like every single character he sees, he has to talk about their suit and every single piece of their suit.
And every detail. But see, I think they did a really good job with combining his, so like in the music areas, because in the book, if you remember, it would be whole chapters on Houston, whole chapters on Phil Collins, blah, blah, blah. And they combined that with the scenes of him killing people. And I thought that was really smart and kind of cool, because you still got that whole monologue, but then...
Right.
It added in those scenes as well. So I thought that was good.
It tightens up production so she has more period days to get to. You're trying to be so serious.
I don't want to laugh at that because it just encourages you to keep doing it.
That is what everyone does. Everyone always looks at me like I shouldn't make these jokes and then they just laugh. It's your own fucking fault, people. All right. But I think we can both agree, I mean, that one of the best scenes, I definitely have my favorite scene, but that's just because it's something that speaks very true to my heart. But one of the greatest scenes for sure is them, showing off their business cards to each other in a very cock measuring kind of way. And it's one of the most subtle scenes in the film for sure. I think it's one of the scenes that you either get it or you don't. Like, the expressions on his face, he doesn't have to say anything. And it's really, as I said, it's very subtle. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's being so aggressively angry about it. He's not sitting there and he's like getting beet red and all that. It's just the look of disdain. And it's
so good. That whole scene is perfect, and I love everything about it.
Yes. This is a scene that, if we talk about this film, this is the scene she refers to. And her business cards, that's what she wants, is a business card like that. He keeps
talking me out of it. I keep trying to go for it, and every time I'm like, look. He's like, people aren't going to get it. You're going to waste it.
People aren't going to get it, but I don't give a shit. You should do it. I didn't say you shouldn't do it. That's a lie. That is a lie.
It's not a lie. But anyways, back to the movie.
Back to the movie. Back to the
That's
movie.
What we're here for.
Away from your lies and back to the film. But yeah, no, I do. I love it. I love how just...
How he just subtly, he crumbles and it falls and it's so good.
Yeah.
So
good. And just the way they pull their cards out. The way they present them.
And then when Carruthers later with the gold.
Oh yeah. And he just decides he's going to kill him until the guy comes on.
Oh, I made a note about it.
Oh.
The card scene, my fave.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about bone and eggshell and pale nimbus white. And then when they show Paul's, and you just see that look like, oh, he's going to die.
Yeah.
And then later on, he gets that same
He has to wash his fucking gloves off. He has to wash the homosexual off of his gloves. That's what it is, right? He's just so... Yes. Disgusted by his homosexuality.
Yes.
It's funny too because there's a couple scenes in this film where he resists the urge to kill somebody, and I would take it as that the homosexuality is, I don't know, it's almost like he's so gross to him he can't even come to kill him. Like he's so disgusted in that moment that he has to like absolve himself from the situation. Like, gross, get the fuck out of here. Maybe it breaks him of his psychosis in that moment. Like, he's so taken aback by it, it actually breaks him out of it, because he goes to kill Chloe's character as well, and something breaks him away from that. And I'm not exactly sure what she says there, but he seems to care. Yeah. So then she breaks him out of it.
Yeah.
So he just has these moments of rage. So now, it would be interesting to think that if I am correct, and he did not commit the murders in the film, and that he is in this psychosis, that he believes that he did he actually hold the nail gun to her head? Or, like, was he going to kill, like, did those scenes actually happen? And
well,
if so, is that...
They did.
Did he...
He actually did kill
Are we
people.
seeing the 2 times that he didn't do it, and all the other times were just like this, but he went back to work thinking he did it? It seems very suspect, though. It does seem very coincidental that the person that he kills, Paul Allen in the film, does then go to London. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he could have overheard that he went to London.
I feel like in the book, though, there's an explanation for that. Like,
fuck the book. Let's talk about the film, because we don't remember the book well enough to discuss it. Let's say with the movie, a lot of these people, especially my people who can't read, they have to take the movie at face value. They have to try to decipher what's going on in the film. Mm-hmm. And so I could see it as if, like, we're seeing the reality of what he does during this situation. It's like, in his mind, maybe he did kill her. And then he goes, like, he's taken out of that moment, and then he goes back to the normal Patrick, who's like, and I love the sentiments that he's having, the exchange that he has with Chloe there, where he's like, she thinks he's being sweet and endearing here by being like, I don't want you to get hurt and all this stuff. That was really funny. That's really clever dialogue. It reminds me of the My Cousin Vinny scene when he comes into a cell and the kid thinks he's there to fuck him. And he just keeps saying all these lines that makes him think like he's trying to fuck him, but he's not. He's obviously saying something else. That really clever play on words just to make it seem like one thing, but when they mean the other thing. I thought that was cute. But regardless, like, that's actually Patrick, and he's coming out and he's saving her and he's pushing her away. But maybe in his mind he killed her, because I don't think he has any more interactions with her after that in the film, or does he?
No, he does.
He does. Okay, yeah. So then that wouldn't work, because Paul Allen is missing for the rest of the film and he doesn't see him again.
Yeah.
We never do get to see him, because that would be an instant confirmation that he didn't do anything. But the whole the whole woman covering up the thing. Now, I will admit, the woman in the apartment giving doing this, and it's all painted,
yeah,
like they put over like
tell,
blood or whatever.
She's kind of got that like, what are you doing here?
Like,
right.
Right. Like she's suspect of him, but she's like, you need to go away and not come back.
Right.
And it wouldn't just that would still be a crime scene. They just found that. I mean, this is in days. They wouldn't have just painted over it and fucking been selling it or renting it like a day later. There's just no way. That shit would be shut down for months. So that doesn't really add up. I'm not saying, it's a film, so you could be like, oh, well, it's a film, and we don't really know. The time frame of this movie is very all over the place. He's all over the place. So who fucking knows? It could have been 3 months for all we know. Another really weird part about this movie, what the fuck is her name? His girlfriend's name in this. I wrote it down somewhere in here. Reese Witherspoon's character. It doesn't matter, I'll find it somewhere else. Their relationship is really not explored in this film at all. Like, we don't see them have any type of a relationship. It is so, quick and unexplored. Yeah. Which is fine. I don't think we need it. We see as much of it as we need to, but... Right.
And I think that when he's breaking up with her and he's like, you don't mean that much to me, I mean, that's...
He means it. That's a breakup with me. No, that's not a breakup with me. Breakup with me takes way too long. It's like 6 hours, and it's like, Jesus, can't you just pull the plug already? Let's see. Love that he's just watching porno all the fucking time. He's just, they're kind of...
Massacre.
Yeah. Do the dance for me, baby. Yeah, he's either watching horror or pornography. Who else does that? Nope, I play video games. I love that even his axe is nice and clean and shiny. And
well, it has to be. I mean, that's just who
he is. Exactly.
That's all there is to him.
If he had
killing and
if he had a crappy axe.
Right.
It just wouldn't, like, I don't know, that's an attention to detail that I really like. Yeah. That his axe is, it's like the nicest fucking axe I've ever seen.
Well, it has to be, and I'm sure if there was a club of serial killers, that would be what they pull out at the table, is their...
Rich ones.
Yes, to show off their...
Right, they plop it down on the thing, and then he's like, I got a better axe than you do. Yeah. Just different axes.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
I will say, this is the kill scene. I will comment on this. I think it was really cool. I love the chainsaw scene where she's running and he... I thought that was pretty cool.
I think another reason that this film works for you is because there's really no graphic violence in this film. I mean, it's all, like, you know, off screen.
I think my brain fills
Your brain fills in things.
But then I also think I hold on to the book.
Sure. But, yeah, for those of us who can't read.
All of you.
Go ahead and wink for him. Yeah, she can't wink. Speaking of useless people, can't wink. What a weird thing to not be able to do. She couldn't fucking whistle when I met her either. But she fixed that. She can't fix the wink thing.
I can wink if I really like...
When she gets mad at me, she winks a lot.
You remind me of your dad there. That was a very Mark Smith thing to do.
Well, then it was fucking amazing. Let's see here. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, off-screen kills. Yeah. Yeah, it's all implied. Yeah. I mean, the chainsaw scene and whatnot, I personally would have loved to see the fucking chainsaw go through her head. She doesn't need to see that.
I don't need to see that.
And, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt the film. I think it would have made the film more enjoyable for me, for sure. But it doesn't hurt the film. It's one of those things where it's like, if it's there, cool. If it's not, whatever. But it has to be in a great movie. Like, a slasher movie that isn't great has to have gore. And a slasher movie like this that is great and has incredible performances and witty dialogue and really dark humor, the gore isn't an absolute necessity. And for as much sexuality as is in this film, there isn't a lot of nudity either. No. I mean, you kind of see him naked more than you see the girls naked. Speaking about my favorite scene, him flexing in front of that mirror and pointing to himself while doing it. I mean, could there be a more me fucking moment in a film? That shit is amazing.
I mean, I don't think your viewers would know that about you, would they? Or
we talk about a lot of shit on here, okay? 833 videos of me talking about what I like to do in the bedroom. What do you think this channel's actually about? This ain't fucking no horror channel. Oh. This is a horror channel.
So the ones that I've watched are like, that's your fake account? Like you gave me like the other account where you talk about? Because I've never seen you talk about flexing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're crazy. She made all that up in her head.
Yeah, I did. He gave me another account where he just talks about things.
There is no other account. She's fucking insane.
I'm utterly insane.
You're utterly insane. Another fave line of yours.
I did. I wrote it on here.
You have like 3 things written down. You keep forgetting about things you wrote.
I know.
Oh, you did. You have another page. A lot of hearts on her pages. Very girly thing. I put like fucking murder and shit. It looks like Patrick Bateman's notes in mine. Even when I'm watching like kids movies, which is I should probably see someone. Yeah, I love how insecure and secure he is in the film. Like he's so jealous of anything that might smell like it's better than him. Like Paul Allen's apartment, the business cards, anything. But then like when Willem Dafoe's character compliments how nice his apartment building is, or his penthouse building, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the look of pride in his face in that moment, like, all right, like someone acknowledge. He loves being acknowledged for absolutely everything he does. This guy's nothing like me, nothing at all. I gotta go return some videotapes. All right.
It's kind of scary how similar the two of you really are. Like as we're discussing this,
I'm gonna take an axe to your face.
One day we were having a conversation, and I said, you know, you have like almost all the signs of a serial killer.
I have 9 of 10. Okay, so that's not that close. That's not that much. That's not that close. Yeah. 9 out of 10. That's not even. That's like. Yeah. That's no. I have 9 out of 10 characters of a serial killer.
Nowhere near.
But I don't have the worst one. okay?
You don't actually kill the people.
No, I don't kill animals. I don't harm. I think killing people, I don't think you need to go through the rest. Like, that should be first on the list. If you mark true on killing people, you're probably a killer. That one is a telltale sign. If you mark, yes, I've killed people, test over, you are a killer.
The rest don't matter.
The rest don't matter. It doesn't matter if you peed the bed when you were a kid or anything. If you actually have killed people, then test is over, you go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly.
If you ever want to see Jason in like the sweetest that he ever is, and it's not with his kids.
Let's turn this off. No. What?
It's with animals. Like watching you with Sophie Tucker and watching you with Titus.
Whatever. I smash dogs in alleyways. Okay? I fucking knife homeless people and I stomp on dogs.
I love Sophie so much, and it's so adorable. And she's this little...
Which one's Sophie? Isn't she like the little rat one? Wouldn't fucking be nice to that thing. It looks like it needs a bath and a fucking, like a needle.
So anyways. So that's the most important one, yes. You're not mean to animals.
No, I'm not mean to animals. No, I just kill people. They should have put that on the list. It would have been 10 of 10. But they put the dog. I'm not gonna kill the dog. I mean, come on. I'm not a fucking miserable. I'm not a bad person. Only bad people kill animals. People deserve it. Anyway, flexes and mirror. I'll circle that one because that one's important. Yeah, Norman, blah blah blah. I do love that when he's talking so passionately about his music, how when she's making fun of it or dissing him for his likes and his interests and what he's into. He's like...
Oh, the redheaded girl?
Yeah, he just doesn't care at all and continues to keep speaking about what he loves. Not really caring about what anyone else fucking thinks. Because all this shit's amazing. Y'all dumb, okay?
Yeah, weren't they listening to like Phil Collins when... Oh, it was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I wrote,
she needs a bodyguard. That's what?
I agree with his speech on Whitney Houston.
Yes, she does. That's definitely a Jen speech. See, that's a Jen speech, but if I was giving it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Those are her words coming out of my mouth, essentially. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People talking shit about all sorts of movies. I don't give a fuck. They're great. You suck. I don't know what to tell you. Who are these neighbors? Who are these neighbors in this fucking apartment that don't come? This girl is screaming. This further goes to what I'm talking about. That none of this happens. She is no. She is naked and screaming and running down a hallway and banging on doors, and he is running through the hallways with a chainsaw in the nude, covered in blood, and not one fucking person notices. Not one person, nothing. I mean, we could sleep through this because we have fucking insane children. But seriously, no one came?
In the 80s.
I mean, he came earlier.
From what my understanding of how New York City was in the 80s, I mean, that's just another day in New York. Like, in the 80s, it was...
A man holding a chainsaw and chasing a hooker.
Yep. In a Park Avenue apartment, yes.
We read different papers.
Read it in a paper.
No.
You don't read.
I don't. These notes, it's just scribble.
Drawings.
It's
just drawings
of death. Just a fucking knife and blood dripping from it. No one can see what I'm doing right now, and a screaming face.
Oliver.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a great Oliver picture.
You can't see. There you go. The fucking masterpiece. Anyway, yeah, but come on now. That's a little ridiculous.
But again, I mean, if we were to film the movie with this and there's screaming naked hookers running down with chainsaws and someone came out and the police came,
my regular
Friday
over. Night. No, the movie wouldn't be over.
How are you still out?
But if we go by Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan Logic, which she wouldn't, but I would. They run into a bar, they run into a diner in that movie, and they say, you know, somebody, a deranged lunatic in a hockey mask is chasing after us with a machete, and she's like, welcome to New York, honey. Yeah, so maybe she's right. If, you know, Jason Takes Vancouver has anything to say about it. That's where that was filmed. So everyone knows. Okay. Yeah.
All things are filmed in Vancouver because Vancouver can look like other cities.
It can look like New York.
Boondock Saints was filmed in Canada as well.
I do love that he goes through the fucking rotating doors and he comes back for the janitor. That shit makes me laugh. It's fucking hilarious. Like, he just can't let him. Now, when he's on the phone with the guy and he's admitting to all his crimes, and he says that line that I had to kill a lot of people, it very much reminds me of Jim Carrey. The way the line is delivered, it's very Jim Carrey to me.
I can see that. I will say the only time I did not like him in this movie, the only time...
It's when he's crushing a dog.
No, it wasn't even... I mean, I don't like the crushing the dog scene, but it is that scene. I don't like the way he is with the homeless man. I don't care that he kills him. I do not like the way that he was speaking to him. And it really upsets me every time I see it. I don't care that he killed him, that's fine.
Yeah, he can fucking abuse hookers and... Yeah.
The way he was talking, it hurts my heart. It makes me want to cry. I don't like it.
He can hurt their feelings. He can't hurt their feelings, but he can hurt their physical body. He didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just the way he talks to him.
You can stab my heart, but don't break it.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe because I have so much sympathy for the homeless man.
Yeah. Fuck that he got stabbed to death.
I mean, put him out of his misery.
Right. Right.
The way there was no reason for him to talk to him like that. It was uncalled for. I'm serious.
I know she's serious. Trust me. I'm laughing because I know she's serious. You guys think this is a joke, and I'm here to tell you it is no joke. It's your feelings. I'm not gonna take those away from you. I get what you're saying. I've said this before in the past with movies, and something that really bothers me in film and in anything, and it obviously probably stems from some childhood abuse by my mother. But yeah, right. We're like 12 out of 10 now. But I don't like when people take advantage of people's good nature. Drives me fucking crazy. I don't know why it irks me. Like, I don't care that they kill them, but it's exploiting someone's good nature. It's like, we need more good-natured people in the world. I've said this a million times. Like, I hate that I can't give someone a ride when they need it. I hate that I feel like I don't want to give someone $1 when they need it, because I think they're going to go spend it on drugs or liquor, or I'm too fucking cheap to give it to them and I don't want to admit it. Whatever it is, like, I just don't like that being used in film. I'm fine with it. You know, it's been in plenty of my movies, but it irks me. It just does. I don't like when people take good advantage of people's good nature. So I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the lawyer at the end doesn't even knows him as someone else. He calls him Davis, so he knows him as Davis. That guard, now the guard up at the front calls him Smith because I'm saying, as I said, I think that he went in there under Smith as an alias. I think that that's explainable. But the fact that the lawyer knows Patrick Bateman, supposedly, and thinks he's like a dweeb or a nerd or a geek or some fucking, you know, insult, whatever the hell he says about him, some geeky thing. But why does that guy know Patrick Bateman? Why is he saying he had dinner with Paul Allen in London 10 days ago? Why would he be lying about that? He wouldn't be. The fact that he doesn't recognize him, the fact that the cops aren't coming after him, the cops saw him, the cops were shoot at him, the fact that it's very dreamlike when he shoots the car and it blows up and he just kind of says, huh, and then he just turns around and then just kind of starts walking away. That's a very surreal moment in the film. It's not realistic. It's not like grounded in any sort of reality. You don't shoot at a car and it blows up like that. That's just not how that works. And his response to that is as such. He's reacting to it like it's unbelievable, almost as if he's dreaming. Like, that's the way I took it. And it's really weird too. I don't know if they show it well enough, and all those places might look exactly the same, but the places that he runs into, he kills the guy, and then he comes back, and it feels like the same guy in the same fucking place behind the counter. I mean, I don't think it is, but it feels like the exact same place that he runs back into.
Well, I mean,
it's almost like he's repeating the cycle, like the version we see him think he did, and then the version that actually happened, where he goes to pull out the gun again, and he actually pulls out a pen and signs his name and goes upstairs. And maybe we get to see the two versions of it. He's killing the guy in his mind.
Maybe.
But then in reality, we get to see the real version of it, and it's him pulling the pen.
Maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe that is a dream sequence, but maybe he really did kill all these other people. Maybe it's like showing like the...
But he wouldn't need to confess to something like that. This was such a grand scale. He shot someone in front of an ATM. Cops saw him. His days would be numbered. He ran into a fucking building, and he says that his confession is pretty much pointless. And it's like, he wouldn't need to confess at that point. And the fact that no one will even listen to him, I don't know. It does not play like he did the murders in the movie to me. And you're saying that it plays like it does. I don't see the evidence to support it. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not saying
I think
you're
that
wrong.
I think it's definitely... I think it's just up for debate. I think this is that open ending where you could just all day sit here and be like, well, no, because of this and that. I would like to see the actor who plays the concierge or whatever the hell you want to call it, the desk man in the end, when he goes up and he goes to sign and he shoots the other guy. It's not the same actor.
I don't think it is.
If it is, to me, that's 100% confirmation that he didn't do it. So if we were to go back and look at that scene and it was the same guy, would you then say, like, okay, this is his dream? That would be confirmation to you? I would say it is, personally.
I would say yes, but probably just for that one scene, because I really do think he killed all those other people.
Do you think he killed them and kept them in Paul Allen's apartment and then they cleaned it up for him?
I think that...
Do you know how, like...
I can't disconnect myself from the book.
Yeah. The book you can't remember.
Yes, but I'm positive.
Wow, you heard it here first, people. You wasted 50 fucking minutes of your time. No.
I don't know. I like to think that it's real, and so I think that I'm just holding on to that because...
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer it to be real. You would prefer him to have stabbed a homeless man, stomped on a fucking dog, and all that stuff. You sick fuck. I'm the sick fuck, people. She wishes it was real.
No,
Is she even here? Wouldn't that be fucked up? Wouldn't that be fucked up if you're watching this and there was no one there? Oh my God, people would be on the phone with the police right? You are, right? She's there. She's there. Fuck, that's scary. I don't have kids. Poor deluded old fuck. He just walks. I just walk around with like a couple like dolls.
I mean,
mom?
you do have like...
With the dolls? This is my confession tape. I just had to kill lots of people. So yeah, I think we're gonna end on that masterpiece right there.
No, this masterpiece with all the hearts.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
I gotta make it anatomically correct. Gotta add the vagina.
Oh, stick figure.
Yeah, and boobs.
Who knew?
It looks like a compass with balls. I don't know.
I've got nothing else.
Yeah, I think I wrote some shit down. We got Reese Witherspoon, we got Chloe Sevigny, we got Josh Lucas in here. We've got freaking Justin Theroux, her little heartthrob from Sex and the City. Although I'll know him as, you know, from Star Wars: The Last Jedi. You guys can all blast me with your comments below. You ruined my childhood. Didn't ruin mine. My mom did that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why I like The Last Jedi. Maybe because my childhood was already ruined. I didn't have anything to ruin it. People were like, oh my God, it ruined my childhood. I'm like, you had a childhood? No wonder. Jesus Christ, you were too busy thinking about what Luke Skywalker was up to, and I was too busy fucking, you know, defending myself. I don't have time to fucking fantasize about Luke Skywalker and what he was up to. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. I don't give a shit.
I love this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great.
Except for the homeless man scene.
Yeah. The ending for me is too ambiguous.
Yeah.
I would have liked to be more ill-defined, but I don't know. It's it was fun to discuss it. So in that way, I don't know.
It's one of those things where I always think about the end of that movie and I'm like, did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone can give a definite answer there.
No.
But
I think
maybe we could listen to the commentary if there is one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But
that would be.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a part 2.
I will. Yeah. I'll read the book.
Yeah, read the book.
So like in a year we'll,
for sure.
We'll do a follow-up.
You guys can learn how to read and then do it as well, and then you'll be good to go.
It's a lot of words in that book. I
don't
know.
Yeah. No, Dr. Seuss did not read it. Write it. Read it. Write it. I don't fucking know. So, what did you think about being on this fantastic, glorious, wonderful show?
I feel very honored that you let me be on it. And I feel honored that you guys are watching.
No one's watching. No one's watching. I can pull my dick out right now. It doesn't matter. No one's watching at this point. This is where someone... Yeah. Once it gets past like 20 minutes or something...
Yeah, they just kind of...
They'll say that they watched it. They'll be like, oh, dude, I stuck it till the end. And I'll be like, really? What's my dick look like? Any video that runs over 20 minutes, you've been missing. You've been missing my penis. And then I flex when I do it.
Maybe you should put like
point at the screen.
Put a spoiler at the stay till the end.
Yeah. Stay till the end for your...
Got a small surprise for you.
And that's how we're going to end things, people. You heard it here first. This will be the last episode. I'm editing that out.
Are you?
What?
You are?
Absolutely. No, I don't care. I'm confident with my thing. All right. So, I mean, it made kids. That's all it had to do, right? Got in there deep enough to make kids. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think any more...
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I didn't press record. Good night, guys.
We're lucky. Do you want me to sing your theme song?
I don't have a theme, so you're going to sing it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
All right. You about ready? You ready to do this?
I don't know.
See how Slasher Sunday really works?
I don't know. I'm nervous.
Are you really?
A little bit, yeah.
You should be.
I should be.
Everyone's going to make fun of you.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make fun of you.
They're all going to laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at you.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
How's my hair? It's too fluffy.
It's really
yeah, I like this part.
It's just this one random little spot right there that's like...
Yeah, it's always just drops down.
It like curls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other than that, it looks
you know
good.
what though? It's
It
my
feels...
hair. I'm trying to be Superman with the one little lock.
Oh, okay.
That's the look.
But I thought you were a Batman person.
I'm just saying, like,
it is kind of
you can't help when
you
you're
know
Superman. You're a Superman. Like, I want to be Batman, but like, I think even Superman wants to be Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
For sure, Z's.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're already a minute and 20 in. This is unedited right here. This is what's getting posted.
Super.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Hit that dislike button, people. Smash that dislike button.
Comment down below.
Yeah. Everything's in the description below, says Elliot.
Is it?
Everything.
I'm gonna link.
I'm gonna put a link in. If you guys click down,
we'll
you can
put
find
the
a link for every fucking thing.
Poor Elliot.
Poor Elliot. She doesn't understand how things work.
No.
All right. And 1 and 2 and 3 and go.
There, see, look. There you guys go. Can they read that? Does it look like chicken scratch? American Psycho with hearts and stars.
Welcome to Slasher Sunday, people. Do I look psychotic enough?
A little bit.
I do kind of look psychotic. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Yes. Welcome to Slasher Sunday.